in the air. Congratulations. You're all under arrest.
This is Officer Brand in pursuit of a suspect.
911, all new tonight on ABC.
Look who's here.
I'm happy to see you, little brother.
Haven't been drinking, I have not compromised my sobriety.
This could be something infectious.
You can count on me.
Willow and Drew are sleeping together.
What?
Holy cannoli.
This is really bad.
I'm sorry, I can't stay in Port Charles.
Any chance you could be pregnant?
General Hospital on ABC.
Hi, welcome to Gay Week. Ahoy, Daddy.
Nope.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Tonight.
Look who's here.
I'm so happy to see you, little brother.
Haven't been drinking, I have not compromised my sobriety.
This could be something infectious.
Dr. Odyssey, new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Are you ready to rock back and forth? Does God ever call you and ask you for stuff?
I heart you. Can we get rid of that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new weeknights on ABC.
What you've done is remarkable.
I'll be your partner.
If I invest in this thing is gonna catch fire.
Shark Tank, new Friday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
That's your Sheila.
Get her to Tower 1. Come on, go, go, go. Where is she?
She's coding.
No, Mika! Get her out of here now! Mika!
Let's go!
Country music's biggest night, the CMA Awards.
Let's party, Nashville!
It all kicks off with this year's must-see collaboration. Post Malone featuring Chris Stapleton, live. With electrifying performances by Lainey Wilson, Shabuzi, Ashley McBride, Luke Bryan, plus Thomas Rhett and Teddy Swims. Luke Bryan, Peyton Manning, and Lainey Wilson host the CMA Awards live Wednesday on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
It's country music's biggest night.
The CMA Awards, with performances by Luke Bryan, Ashley McBryde, and more. Plus, a must-see collaboration, Post Malone featuring Chris Stapleton.
Let's party Nashville!
The CMA Awards, live Wednesday on ABC.
It's country music's biggest night.
The CMA Awards, with performances by Luke Bryan, Ashley McBryde, and more. Plus, a must-see collaboration, Post Malone featuring Chris Stapleton.
Let's party Nashville!
The CMA Awards, live tonight on ABC.
It's country music's biggest night.
The CMA Awards, with performances by Luke Bryan, Ashley McBryde, and more. Plus, a must-see collaboration, Post Malone featuring Chris Stapleton.
Let's party Nashville!
The CMA Awards, live Wednesday on ABC.
Let's play. Whoever left this for us clearly wants us to figure it out. Hey, give me a minute.
She means that literally, doesn't she?
Yes.
You continue to amaze me. We're lucky to have you on the team.
Our killer's name is Olivier Dubois, and he works at Hollywood Auto.
Did you just Google who's the killer on your phone, Morgan?
No, I did not do that, Adam.
We have come a long way, partner.
This case, it's different than the rest.
The fun has just begun.
This person we're trying to catch is kind of brilliant.
So are you.
I need to talk to you about your dad.
You don't believe he left us, and neither do I. I've kept my commitment to digging deeper into Roman, but we need an assist.
I'll see what I can do.
You found him, didn't you?
Tonight, the White House meeting and the latest on the swift transition picks. Plus, the Hill is back. How might the new Senate GOP leader reshape Congress? ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is the most watched newscast in America.
Later this morning on The View, the Magic of Oz is here with Cynthia Erivo. Then our very own Whoopi is Miss Hannigan in Annie. And Annie and Sandy are right here with her. Tomorrow. Only on ABC. Tomorrow. Next on The View, the Magic of Oz is here with Cynthia Erivo. Then our very own Whoopi is Miss Hannigan in Annie. And Annie and Sandy are right here with her. Tomorrow. Only on ABC. Tomorrow. Baby, oh baby. It was one of the most joyous mornings ever in GMA history.
Okay, and push now. Push 1, 2, 3. Baby's out, baby boy.
Babies being born in 3 different hospitals live on GMA.
Oh, that's so incredible.
So what's more amazing than being born on TV?
We've had 4 babies so far.
Right.
It's just a beautiful moment.
Well, how about over 22 years later, coming back to GMA? Just wait until you see this live reunion. Baby, oh baby. What a way to celebrate GMA at 50. Tomorrow. Baby, oh baby, it was a joyous morning in GMA history.
Okay, and push now.
Babies being born live.
Oh, that's so incredible.
What's more amazing is over 22 years later, coming back to GMA. Baby, oh baby, what a way to celebrate GMA at 50. Tomorrow. Baby, oh baby, it was a joyous morning in GMA history.
Okay, and push now.
Babies being born live.
Oh, that's so incredible.
What's more amazing is over 22 years later, coming back to GMA. Baby, oh baby, what a way to celebrate GMA at 50. This morning. Baby, oh baby, it was a joyous morning in GMA history. Babies being born live.
Oh, that's so incredible.
Wait until you see the reunion 22 years later on GMA. Baby, oh baby, it was a joyous morning in GMA history. Babies being born live.
Oh, that's so incredible.
Wait until you see the reunion 22 years later on GMA.
Friday night, all new 2020.
You think the shooter was parked over here?
A bizarre mystery.
The shooter came across the parking lot, raised his arm, pow, 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 pow.
A brutal true crime. Why would somebody ever
Put a wig on and go.
This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, David Muir.
Good morning. We're coming on the air because we're about to get our first look at today's White House meeting between President Biden and President-elect Donald Trump, the two sitting down in the Oval Office just a short time ago. This is Donald Trump's first time back in the White House since he left Washington in January 2021. There has been no shortage of harsh words, obviously, from either side for the other. President Biden inviting Trump to the White House after his election victory over Vice President Kamala Harris. There was no White House meeting after Joe Biden defeated Donald Trump in 2020. President Biden committing to uphold the peaceful transfer of power. This meeting comes as Donald Trump moves quickly with his transition team at Mar-a-Lago, building his new administration. He's already filling top positions, including naming his chief of staff, deputy chiefs of staff, UN ambassador, and Homeland Security chief. Last night, he also revealed Fox News weekend host and Army veteran Pete Hegseth as his choice for defense secretary. We also know Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy will play major roles in the new administration, creating the Department of Government Efficiency. It will likely exist outside the federal government, with its expected focus to cut many government agencies. President-elect Trump has vowed on day one to rescind a number of President Biden's executive orders, including those concerning immigration. As they meet in the White House, Republicans on the Hill, meantime, are deciding on new leadership in Congress, who will be the next Senate Majority Leader, with Mitch McConnell stepping down. Before arriving at the White House, President-elect Trump meeting with the House GOP conference. He congratulated them on the election, saying, "Isn't it nice to win?" On Capitol Hill today, Senate Republicans are expected to vote on that new Senate Majority Leader. Florida Senator Rick Scott, a staunch Trump supporter, is up against Senator John Thune and John Cornyn. Trump has not publicly endorsed any of them. President-elect Trump will take the oath of office a little more than 2 months from now. Let's go to the Oval Office. We'll look at the pictures here in just a moment. This is President Biden, obviously, and President-elect Donald Trump, the invitation extended by Biden. Let's look. Here we are, right?
Thank you. Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So good. Welcome.
Thank you
back.
very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough. And it's, in many cases, not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today. And I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get. And I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
You can't blame them for not trying. They're the reporters in the Oval Office asking questions of the President-elect Trump right there and of President Biden, smiling at each other, but not taking the bait, if you will, at either questions inside that room. You heard President Biden say to the President-elect, we want to make sure you have a smooth transition of power. We're here to help you with anything that you need. The President-elect saying politics is tough, that the world is not a nice place, but it is a nice place today. Certainly appreciating the extension from President Biden to make this transfer as peaceful as possible. Let's bring in our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, also watching these images as they're coming in. And Mary, as you look at the image, it's quite notable. President Trump did not extend this courtesy 4 years ago when Biden beat him. President Biden, in an effort to strike a new tone moving forward, extending that invitation today.
David, this is something we haven't seen in 8 years, and yet the president felt it was very important for the world to see this, to see these images, and for him to be able to reiterate and underscore his commitment to a peaceful and smooth transition. And it was clear, I was in the room there as the pool reporter today in the Oval for that, and it really felt like both the president-elect and the president, after this bitter, hard-fought campaign, were really trying to bring down the temperature there. As you noted, Donald Trump mentioning, look, politics is a tough business, but they are trying to move forward. And it is interesting to hear Donald Trump there in this meeting, a ritual that he did not afford President Biden 4 years ago, but saying that he appreciates this outreach, that he appreciates moving forward for a smooth transition ahead, David.
Mary, stick with us. I'll come back to you in just a moment. John Carl, you're also watching along. I know you were there when then President Obama extended the invitation to the president-elect Donald Trump for his first term in office.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, these are two moments that are extremely rare in the life and career of Donald Trump. Two moments where he is not the person driving the conversation. He is not the person who is convening the meeting. You see, Joe Biden there welcoming, short, gracious remarks, and short and gracious remarks from Donald Trump. Very similar to what we saw almost exactly, David, 8 years ago when Barack Obama invited Trump to come to the White House. Back then, it was just 2 days after the 2016 election. And a very similar scene at that point. Donald Trump actually said that he would be seeking counsel of President Obama as he started his administration. And I asked him a question at the time, and it was the one question that was answered. I was like, are you really going to seek counsel from Barack Obama? And he said, yes, he would. And I'll tell you, the graciousness didn't last long back then. It was another obviously bitter campaign. We'll see how long the graciousness lasts this time.
John Carl, I appreciate it. Let's get right to the Hill. Rachel Scott, a lot of news on Capitol Hill. The president-elect was there just a short time ago. Now, of course, at the White House with President Biden. That's the spray from the beginning of the meeting. I presume the meeting continues between the two, President Biden, President-elect Trump. But significant for a number of reasons at the White House. Also significant, his visit to the Hill just a short time ago.
Exactly, David. Before that face-to-face meeting between President Biden and also President-elect Donald Trump, the president-elect was here near Capitol Hill. He was meeting with House Republicans behind closed doors. And I'm told right off the bat, you had Speaker Johnson acknowledge that the coattails, in his word, were enormous, that not only having President-elect Donald Trump at the top of the ticket for Republicans got them the majority in the Senate, that they believe they are inching closer to a strong majority, although it may be small, over in the House. I am told by multiple members who were in the room that the president-elect also praised Speaker Johnson. He also said that, I suspect I won't be running again unless you say he's so good we've got to figure something else out. Multiple members inside that room told me that was intended to be a joke, that several people also chuckled in that room as well. But of course, just on the other side of the chamber, you have Senate Republicans who will be electing their new majority leader right now. This is a Republican conference that is going to be strengthened with President-elect Donald Trump at the White House. And as this is all playing out, David, also House Democrats meeting for the first time behind closed doors. And in his very first acknowledgement, Leader Jeffries did acknowledge to House Democrats that he does feel that it is very unlikely that the House is going to flip in their favor. He says that the buck stops with him, and he looks forward to trying to retake the majority back in 2026, David.
Yeah, the math looks extraordinarily difficult. Looks like the Republicans will hold on to the House as well. They'll control the Senate and, of course, the White House. One of those rare moments in Washington when all three are under the same party. Rachel, thank you. Quite a split screen from 24 hours ago. I want to go back to this image from just yesterday. Vice President Kamala Harris returning to the White House for the first time to have lunch with President Biden, and she was greeted by hundreds of workers at the White House and the old executive office building. Let's listen to the Nat sound here for just a moment. It happens every 4 years. There are winners and losers in these presidential elections. She thanked the team gathered there, and she said there is still a lot of work to get done, but that she was grateful for their support. Mary Bruce, any reporting on the lunch between President Biden and the vice president, the words that they might have shared?
Yeah, this private meeting between the two of them, this luncheon, the first really extended time that the president and the vice president have had alone together since the election. The White House, not surprisingly, not reading out too many details of that. This was a private conversation between the two of them. The vice president, we know, is back at work. She's meeting, we are told, with staff and aides today. She notably is not a part of this Oval Office meeting today. You can imagine that would have been a bit uncomfortable. And the White House stressing today is really about a chance for the president and the president-elect to meet. But it was hard not to look at those images yesterday and see that she clearly was touched by the outpouring of support from her staff, and yet stressing there's still a lot of work to do, David.
Mary, thank you. Let's get back to the pictures of the moment, the news at this hour. Again, President Biden meeting in the Oval Office with President-elect Donald Trump. The president extending his hand right there, and the invitation to the president-elect, a courtesy that was not extended 4 years ago. President Biden saying in front of the cameras, we are here for a peaceful transfer of power to make sure you have everything you need as you enter into your administration. President-elect Trump saying politics is tough. He said in many ways the world is not a nice place, but it is a nice world today in that moment with President Biden. Our coverage continues on ABC News Live, abcnews.com. I'll be back with the entire team for World News Tonight. I'm David Muir in New York. I'll see you a little later today. Have a good day.
This has been a special report from ABC News.